Come dye my eyebrow with me. Let me show you how I do it. And let me be honest with you, one of my insecurity is my eyebrow. I do not have much hair there, you know what I mean? But ever since I find out that I can do it, I can dye my eyebrow. Oh, say no more. My insecurity became my security. And ever since I started doing this all by myself, it has become so therapeutic. And I love it. And I started by carving out my brow. Not really carving, but just to remove the excess hair. Now, based on what I said earlier, I do not have much hair there. Now hair I no keep person. So after carving, the next thing I did was to apply Vaseline to the area I do not want the dye to touch. You know what I mean? If you want to try this method, you can use your body butter actually. After all of that, I mixed my dye. That is the dye cream and the developer. Yes, I think it's developer. Lest I forget, I'm using hair dye. Yes, Crusette. That's the name. If you are doing yours, make sure you mix it very well. It must become paste. And after mixing, that is when I started. You see, I was adding, like, placing that paste on my eyebrow. You know what I mean? And don't ask me if the dye will stay in another place. Remember, I said we added Vaseline. I added Vaseline to the place I do not want the dye to touch. I proceed to add dye to the other eyebrow. You know what I mean? And one thing that I've noticed is that whenever I'm trying to dye my eyebrow, I always waste dye. Can you see that quantity? Although it might look small, but it's something. And I do not like to waste things. And what can I do? Oh my God. Anyways, this was after some minutes. Can you see? Can you see what I'm seeing? It was getting darker, like darker. So I didn't want it to be very dark. I had to clean it as soon as possible. Then boom, can you see the outcome? Can you see what I'm saying? And to be sincere with you, I wanted it more darker than this. It's just for me to leave it for a while and it will be more darker and more profound than this. And let me shock you, camera is not doing justice to this. So this is gonna last for some days. Bye.